Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dylan, and welcome to Dylan the Truth podcast. If you guys are new to this channel, I'd like for you guys to subscribe to it and also hit that like button. Deeply appreciated. Um, this segment is about Drake and where do we rank him amongst the greats? Where do we rank him as an all-time great rapper? A lot of people they love him, and they most people might even put him number one. They might put him in their top five. Um, where do I rank him? He, I would put him somewhere in the top 40. I'll be brutally honest. I don't have him in my top 10. I don't have him in my top five. I mean, if you guys have him in your top five, hey, that's you guys' top five. That's your opinion. I gotta respect that. I just don't have him there simply because once you have a ghost record, you're automatically disqualified from even being in the top 10. I don't care who you are. Obviously, if you look at it as a catalog, he has a crazy catalog. I mean, he puts out hits after hits after hits. There's no doubt about that. Can't take that away from him. He has a lot of catchy songs. A lot of people sing along to. Maybe your parents, maybe your grandparents are singing that as well. So I can't knock him for what he's doing. He has a formula and it works for him. You know, it's basically him singing on a track, or if it's not him doing sort of R&B type of tracks, it'll be him getting into like the trap type of rapping. That's basically his formula. But it seems to be working for him. Um, Even though I did say his past few albums that he put out were pretty weak, um, still it's not going to stop him from selling because of who he is. That popularity that he has, it helps him a lot. So he can't go no wrong in a lot of people's eyes. Like he could just basically put out anything and it will be a hit. No matter if, the song is not as great as, his other older songs. They will still support him. And, that's the thing when you have a huge fan base and, you build it for years, and look at him. We could be honest, um, he's the guy in rap right now. Like if you really think about it, like he's the number one guy, like because of his record sales. I'm not talking about like talent wise. If we were talking talent wise, then it's a different conversation. But I think if you're speaking in terms of the magnitude, that's why a lot of people would kind of make that comparison with him and Michael Jackson, which is ridiculous. There is no comparison to Michael Jackson. Could we just put that to bed? Nobody can compare to him. I don't care if it's Chris Brown. I don't care if it's Usher. It does not matter. No one could touch Michael Jackson. Period. Let's leave it at that. But I could understand why they're putting him in that same category only because of the magnitude of the record sales. I think that's it. We're not talking about talent because we're talking about talent. I mean, come on, it's by a landslide. It's not even close. But I think it's because of how many records he sold, the impact. He's a very influential artist. A lot of people love this guy. Like I said, he just can't go wrong. And you could argue that he probably has the best run as far as like in rap. Like you could easily say he had like a good 10-year run. How many rappers have like a 10-year run? Usually they would have like a maybe 3 or 4 year run. They would put out maybe 3 albums within that time frame. And after that, it kind of cool off. They branch out into other things, maybe movies, maybe sports, whatever it is. Um, but yeah, to be doing it for that long and to be dominant for that long in the game, I mean, you gotta give kudos to him. Um, I'm not being a hater here. I'm being objective. I'm not a fan of his music. I like him, but I'm not a fan of his music. But I gotta, give dues where it's due. Um, you can't deny it. Like it just seems like he always strikes gold when it comes to like record sales. Like anytime he puts out an album, my suggestion to any artist trying to put out an album, don't put it out the same day as Drake because he will outsell you. We came to see that. Remember, like just a couple years ago, with him and Kanye West, he had the CLB, um, Certified Lover Boy album, and Kanye West came out with Donda. That's obviously a tribute to his mother. That's his mother's name. Um, but as far as record sales, Drake beat him. As far as the body of work, I gotta give the edge to Kanye West because Kanye West was, basically, getting his hands in different type of instruments. Like it had a different sound. Sonically, it was just way better than Drake. Drake, it was just basically it's just like the same type of sound, the same sort of beats, um, same type of things that he raps about. So it's we knew what we are gonna get from Drake. It's just basically trap songs and also like a mixture of R&B. So we knew what we were gonna get. With Kanye West, it's kind of like you have no clue what he's gonna bring to this album. Obviously, it was a little more different than his previous albums with College Dropout, Graduation, My Dark Twisted Fantasy, the 808s. They were different. Every album was different, and that's what I like about Kanye West as an artist because he really does push the envelope. He does try things new. He does challenge himself, and that's why he's the artist that he is. As far as an MC, I don't put him up there because like I said, he's a great artist. He's a great producer. Um, as far as a rapper, mm, not so much. But yeah, but going back to Drake, uh, you can't knock him. And then also, what he's doing for like Toronto, man, and Canada as a whole. There was never a Canadian artist, like a rapper in particular, that made it to this heights. Obviously, you have Maestro West, um, but he never made it to that level. Like he was well respected. He came out like when hip hop was hip hop, like in the late '80s, early '90s, when hip hop was in its golden era. So yes, he was respected in the hip hop community, but he didn't have that mass appeal like how Drake had. Any of these Canadian rappers, you could name them: Carnell Official, Socrates, Claire. None of them hit that mark. And not to say that Drake is the best rapper ever coming out of Canada. I wouldn't say all that. I think just based on his popularity and his record sales, sure, you could say that. But as far as like musically and lyrically, as an MC, no, I don't have him there. There's no knock to him. I salute what he does, and I always respect what he did for Toronto, Canada in a whole. Always putting us in the map musically. I like that. But yeah, that's just where I rank Drake. Top 40 is not too bad. I mean, I could go through a lot of rappers that's better than him, but I ain't got time for that. That's where I would have him. I don't have him in the top 10 like most people do. Um, Based on what I just told you, I just don't have him there. But I will leave it there. I would like to thank everybody who tuned into this video. Till next time, peace.